What is up, guys? So I just wanted to do a little video talking about some really positive news that I read today, and that is The Last of Us has become the most awarded video game of all time. So basically it's been given the most Game of the Year awards out of any game ever, which is really awesome for me because it is one of my favourite games ever created. Really, I love it. I've talked about the game so many times in my other videos. I'm going to try not to kind of go into how good the game is because you all know how much I love it. So basically it won 231 Game of the Year awards, that's covering all websites, magazines, newspapers. More or less every website that I've been on has given The Last of Us the Game of the Year. The previous game that held the title was Skyrim in 2011 with 226 Game of the Year awards. And of course Skyrim is a multi-platform game, so it was available on multiple consoles. It had a much bigger audience, a lot of more people played the game, and with The Last of Us being a Sony exclusive, it really does show sort of how strong it is for Sony to have exclusive rights to Naughty Dog, because they have exclusive rights to games that are breaking records, that are games that are bringing in so many awards, and to have that exclusive on your system is a huge trump card for Sony. And it's just going to be interesting to see kind of what Naughty Dog move on to next. Every single Naughty Dog game that comes out has huge hype. It's always winning Game of the Year awards. It's always hugely popular, and quite frankly I cannot wait to see what they're up to on PS4. Of course we know that the new Uncharted game is coming. I think it's been confirmed that it's not going to be coming this year, so it'll probably be sort of midway through 2015 that we get that. But I can't wait to see more on that, and I can't wait to see any new IPs they make as well, because they proved that making a new IP does work, especially with The Last of Us, because that game just sort of blew my mind really. And of course it's not the end of The Last of Us as well. We will be getting the new single player DLC at the end of the month, mid next month. It's February it comes out, called Left Behind, and of course we play as Ellie, leading up to the main story of The Last of Us. So we play in the sort of weeks leading up to The Last of Us, so that's going to be great to play. That's going to give me the reason to plug that PS3 back in, because since I got my PS4, my PS3 has been packed away and I haven't really touched it for months. So that's going to be the reason that I get that PS3 back out, because I want to experience more Last of Us. I'm excited to see kind of how we play it, because obviously Ellie learns a lot of her skills on taking down the clickers through Joel, and she hasn't met Joel yet in this DLC, so it's going to be interesting how this game pans out, because it's not going to be as sort of enemy and attack based. I wouldn't have thought anyway, like I said, because she's so inexperienced with attacking. So there's going to be a big stealth approach in this game, of course, and yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be great to kind of delve into a bit more single player DLC for this awesome game. I'm just so happy it's kind of winning all these awards, and you have to play this game, guys. Hopefully as well this is going to lead on to a Game of the Year edition. Obviously I know that when PlayStation Now launches, The Last of Us is going to be a launch game for that feature, for that kind of software. So that was probably putting a bit of a downer on the Game of the Year version, maybe prolonging its release, because they're going to be wanting to push PlayStation Now, saying, oh, you can play The Last of Us on your Vita, on your mobile phones, things like that. But I do see The Last of Us coming to PS4 in a Game of the Year edition. It's maybe the end of this year, possibly early next year maybe. It's going to happen at some point, because it is so obviously is winning crazy amount of awards. They're not just going to forget The Last of Us. Personally, I've said as well, I've said in previous videos, I don't want a sequel to The Last of Us unless it's done perfectly right. I don't think they should carry on Ellie and Joel's story. I think the way it ended is perfect. In my opinion, I loved the ending. So if they carried on Joel and Ellie's story, I don't know if I'd be too much of a fan of that. I'd very much be up for continuing the sort of the world of The Last of Us, playing as different characters in this infected world. I would be fully up for that. But I think Joel and Ellie should be sort of left behind now and just not overdone. I don't think they should overdo it. Of course, we're getting the DLC, so we're going to be getting more Ellie story. I just don't want to be overdone with it. But man, I can't wait for that DLC, and I hopefully can't wait for a Game of the Year edition, because even though I own it on the PS3, I would buy it day one on PS4, even if there's not much sort of change in the game. I would buy it day one just so I can experience it again on my PS4, because the game is that good. It is worth buying twice. So yeah, guys, just let me know what you thought of The Last of Us. I'm sure you all love the game. I'm sure you've all played it as well. And it's just awesome to see it winning this 231 Game of the Year awards. Not many games get that, so it's great to see. So yeah, guys, that's it for this little video. Leave your comments down below, like I said, and yeah, thank you for watching, guys.